Hey, Annalicia here. I am so excited to welcome you to the Exercise 180 course. So welcome. I encourage you to get cozy. So grab a glass of wine, a cup of tea, some coffee, whatever floats your boat. And maybe even consider giving yourself the gift of some uninterrupted time. So think about putting your phone on silent and grabbing a notebook or a journal if you have one. The first lesson is entitled, You're Not the Problem. And I am so excited to have you dive in. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Well, once again, I really appreciate you guys being here. Really means the world to me. We're going to dive in with Module 1, which is entitled Excuses and Willpower. And the lesson is You're Not the Problem, which is good news, right? So before we get to that, some of you may or may not know that I started my career in health and fitness as an elementary physical education teacher. So here I am in the yearbook, the very first year of teaching. Aww, thanks guys. And I bring that up because I remember my first year of teaching in the gymnasium I had a bulletin board, and I had 4 quotes about exercise on that bulletin board, and I'll read them to you here. The first one is, if exercise could be purchased in a pill, it would be the single most widely prescribed and beneficial medication in the nation. That's coming from a medical doctor. Those who think they have not time for bodily exercise will sooner or later have to find time for illness. A man too busy to take care of his health is like a mechanic too busy to take care of his tools. And finally, did you know that not being physically active has the same effect on your health as smoking a pack of cigarettes each day? So eventually, my career progressed. I got trained in Pilates and yoga and health coaching, and eventually went from that to then being an online health and wellness expert, where I was contributing to different platforms. And one place that I contributed to was Cameron Diaz's Our Body Book blog, or The Body Book blog. And in this particular article, it was about happiness. And one of the tips, of course, on how to be a happy woman was to get moving. And so I want to share with you what I wrote there. So I said, you've got to get moving, girl. Magic happens when you move, for real. Good feeling chemicals are released, stress hormones that also cause weight gain are reduced, blood, energy, and ideas start flowing. Not taking the time to move is almost like sending an invitation to awful emotions. Hey, stress, please take over my life today. Anxiety, disempowerment, and depression, you're welcome to join too. I prefer to move and send the same invitation to different feelings. Hey, peace of mind, sense of security, fun. Do you want to come to the party? So my point in sharing all this is you may not have heard it in these terms. You may not have seen these particular quotes, but I know that you know that exercising is good for you, correct? You've known it for a long time, probably. Everybody around you knows it. And so it's not a secret. And the thing about exercise, too, is it's pretty simple. Like, all you have to do is put on your shoes and go outside, run, walk. So it's not a secret how good it is for you, and it's simple. So why is it that so many people struggle to do it consistently? And I'm not actually asking you, because that's what this whole course is about. 6 modules, this whole 6-module Exercise 180 course is about that. But here's where we're going to start. With a thought that we think is logical, but it's not. And that thought is, I know better, and therefore I should do better. Do you ever tell yourself that thought? I know. It's something that I used to believe. And I would say that I started to question this thought when, in a big way, in a way that I'm aware of, when I went to health coach training. And I remember the 2 aha experiences around this thought. The first being an instructor was talking about how a school district was radically changing how elementary children were eating, from very unhealthy to really healthy. And he talked about how that change had nothing to do with a change in their health curriculum. Instead, it had everything to do with implementing gardening and cooking education. So they weren't changing what they knew in regards to, oh, these nutrients are healthy. You should eat leafy greens because of this. It was instead, I think Herbert Spencer puts it well, the great aim of education is not knowledge but action. So they were being taught how to garden and how to cook, and suddenly they were more invested in their food. And so did they eventually learn that kale was better for them? Probably. But it wasn't those facts alone that made the shift. The second set of aha experiences from health coach training that came to me was when we were encouraged to ask prospective clients, what are one to three things you know you could be doing to be healthier? So at this point now, I've asked countless people that particular question. And I have to tell you that there hasn't been one person who couldn't give me an answer. Every single person I've asked can give me 3+ things that they could be doing to be healthier. And so I've come to realize we all know better than we're doing, period. I know better, therefore I should feel better is simply not a logical or true statement. We tell it to ourselves, but then we make ourselves the problem. What's really going on is we all know better than we're doing. So take a breath on that. Any thoughts?
I'd like to share one. That statement, there is an instructor at Target, her name is Donna Hustins, and she likes to say, stop shooting all over yourself.
Yeah.
And when I saw that statement, I thought, there's another should.
I love that. We're going to get into should a lot in Module 4, so I love that you brought that up. I would agree 100%. Anything else?
I like that you crossed it off.
Yeah. We're done. We're done. So there's another thought. Ooh, I forgot to start with a blank page here. There's another thought that is similar to this one, but it goes like this. I have the tools, therefore I should be using them. Yeah. So I know better, therefore I should do better. I have the tools, therefore I should be using them. And this is how health and fitness is marketed in our society, through the tools, okay? So, and let me start with this. I'm guilty of this too. This is how I used to market my yoga and Pilates online membership. So let me give you a few words here that might look familiar. I would say to people, my membership is really convenient. Can't remember how to spell convenient. Had to look down at my card. No spell check on the chart. I'd also say, you can get up. You don't even have to brush your teeth. You can do it in the comfort of your own home. So basically on demand, anytime, anywhere. I talk about how effective yoga and Pilates are. They're going to get you the results you want. So effective and real results, right? Everybody wants real results. Starting to look familiar? Oh yeah, you can find a workout that meets your needs. So it's all customizable. And while I'm down here, we've got variety and fun. So I got lots of different. I've got 100+ workout videos. I used to say, tons of fun. That's funny because I see that thrown around everywhere in the fitness world. Like, this workout is fun. Like, I don't know. I think people just say it. I just said it, Like, I don't know. And then the last is, in my case, I would say it's a fraction of joining a yoga studio. So it's affordable, right? It's a great deal. So if you start to become aware, you'll notice that basically every piece of health or fitness, whether it's a product, service, or program, is going to be marketed in one of these ways. Depending on what it is, it's going to be a mix of them, right? And so what starts to happen is we get excited about the tool. And then we join and we think, this program, this tool, this is going to change something for me. And what really happens is, as I've come to realize, tools are helpful, but they're not transformational, period. They're helpful. It's helpful if something's convenient and you have a busy work schedule, but it's not transformational. So we're telling ourselves, I know better, therefore I should do better. We're telling ourselves, I have the tools, therefore I should use them. But what's really happening is we all know better than we're doing. And what's really happening is tools are helpful, but not transformational. So the benefit of knowing this is now you don't have to keep making yourself wrong, okay? So you are thinking your transformation is coming from what you know and what you have to work with. And that is like almost comparing apples to oranges, you know? That is not what transformation is doing. What you know and what you have to work with can support your transformation, but it never is the catalyst for your transformation. It is something that can get you revved up, but is never something that can be sustained. Any thoughts on that? Well, the good news about this is once you start to unveil some of these myths that we're telling ourselves are truths, we get off this hamster wheel of trying and failing and trying and failing and trying and failing. And I love this quote from Albert Einstein: insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And so what I see is we have this, especially in our culture in regards to health and fitness, kind of an insane culture going. We're trying the next thing and the next thing, the next thing, and there's very little true transformation going on. And so what we're going to be talking about in this course is what does it take to have true transformation? A framework for that instead of a framework for, or setting yourself up for another trying and failing, another insanity period, insane period. All right, lesson 1 is complete. Nicely done. Isn't it nice to know that you're not alone if you know better when it comes to what you could be doing to be healthier? I know for myself personally, it was such a relief to realize that we all know better than we're doing. I'm not alone in that arena. It was also a relief to realize that using tools and transformation were two different topics. Like I said in this lesson, tools are helpful, but not necessarily transformational. In the next lesson, I'm going to ask and answer the question, is positive transformation even possible? We're also going to talk about what sledding and your brain have in common, and how one simple belief might be stopping you from reaching your goals and fulfilling your potential. So, with that said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video, Module 1, Lesson 2.